Neil? What's taking you so long? This place is falling apart. There's no time to wait for him. Alrighty, let's figure out what to do here. We have to connect the mementos, basically. So, like, what I think I need to do is I need to do this. Yeah. That'll allow this to happen. That'll allow this to happen. And then we need to put the plane up. There we go. I think that's all of them, but... Ow! Was that a... What is this place? Oh my. His memories, they're falling apart. But they're all his memories with Sophia. But in the blink of an eye, suddenly, there's no more time. And I find myself here, just like everyone else. I just want to feel like I've done enough in this world before I go, you know? That's why we are here, Colin. Tell us your regrets. What is it that you want us to fix? But it's interesting to think that all these memories are filled with, like, it's like a negative space in a weird way. Call them. But when you go through the procedure and live that new life, just hold on to something from here. It's not like that, Fia. I won't forget about you. It doesn't almost even feel like that you're forgetting about them, but they're just crashing apart because Faye is no longer with you and you've remembered that. We only have so little time in this life, and we'd never be able to do all that we want. No matter what we do, there'd always be other things we'd want to try, other paths to take. Ah, yes, the honeymoon. Shit. Did it spill on your dress? Hey, just one more excuse to jump into the lagoon. You know, we don't have to waste all that lemon juice. Have you ever tried writing with it? Lemon juice? No, why? Ha! That prepared me mind blown by some elementary school magic. Get this, it's invisible ink. Invisible ink? Yep, the writing appears in color only when you heat the paper up. Come on, I'll show you. Let's write something with it. It's been a while since I've written. Well, never too late to start again. How about a letter? To who? Each other, of course. We could write about this trip. It's been kind of a journey, hasn't it? And at the end of it, we could show each other what we wrote of it all. Why was this not part of that memory earlier? Why would you even consider... Why would you toss aside everything we have for something make-believe? I'm not tossing anything aside. Wait, these don't just seem like randomly scattered memories. Could it be that the sedative's wearing off? You are different, even from the man you were when I first met you. You're no longer aloof, you know? When you're here, you're actually here. I know it's mesmerizing here, Faye spoke after a pause, shifting her gaze back up to the sky. But you've been spending so much time with me and imagining what couldn't be. Don't you think you're forgetting what actually is and all that could be? Okay, look, I got it. I got your message, you hear me? I know you're still here. You can come out and get me now. Damn it, I really thought it was her. Wait, is that really the only way to... Wow! Dude, Neil's just not having it, is he? Eva, where the hey have you been? I figured it out, Eva. I figured out the impossible. I mean, it took an unholy amount of spoon feeding, but I guess that's what it takes when we're on the inside of it. What are you talking about? Yes, just what are you talking about? The sedative, it wore off already? You don't sound too happy about it. We're here to help Colin, and you're the mental process that's in the way. Well, lucky for you, that can be amended now, can't it? So, looks like we're about out of time. If you're going to erase me for good, you might as well hurry. No, we're not going to erase you. We're going to erase us. Wait, what? Colin never needed our service, Eva. He already had her. The ability to change his reality, to live in a different world. One that filled the gaps of what he wanted, all in his head. She is what we do, Eva. And yet, she left. She left, which could have only meant one thing. What you're trying to imply. No, that can't be right. What we do is different from just this. How is it different? Because there's more to it. There's more to what we do. We fulfill wishes. We give meaning to people's lives. What we do, it has to be more than that of an imaginary friend. It's a lot more elaborate for sure. But for someone who had to fight just to let go of fantasy and embrace reality, maybe our existence was merely an unwelcomed amplifier. A reminder of the make-believe, the imaginary, and the endless possibilities that make reality seem less than what it is. Hey, you two, things aren't looking too good with the patient. I don't know what you're up to, but you might want to get out of there. And by might wanna, I mean need to. After all that, huh? I guess none of this even matters anymore. There's no way we'd still have the time to implement any actual changes. No, we might not have the time. But what about her? She's already linked to the machine's interface, right? Without us, all procedures would be internalized. So much could be done in a fraction of a moment. You're suggesting giving sole control of the machine to a mental process of the patient? The ethical implications of that, it hasn't been done for good reasons. It hasn't been done because no patient has had a chance like this. Besides, what's our alternative? Just leave and mark this as a write-off? But what about legal complications and the contract? It says... Oh, come on, Eva. When has the contract stopped us? Guys? Go on, I'll be right behind. Don't say I never trust you. Why are you doing this for us? Well, if I were Colin and on my last breath, I'd trust you over two strangers in white coats, right? Strangers, huh? Your colleague was right about one thing. There is more to what you do than just playing God with people's memories. You've been here just for a day, yet in all of his lifetime, no one else has truly seen the world through his eyes like you have. And, well, you're kind of the first I've been able to meet, too. In some silly way, maybe that's a part of what Colin really wished for. It was one heck of a meet and greet, that's for sure. Full admin access transferred to unknown credential, Faye. You gonna be alright? Just a little nervous, I guess. Well, given the circumstances, I'd say that's pretty alright. Hey. Do you think that in some ways, I've truly existed? Well, for what it's worth. I think all of our memories and everything in it can be nothing but the fiction we tell ourselves. Good luck out here. Colin's counting on you. His blood pressure is dropping. Vital signs are fading fast. I think he's letting go. I'm sorry for your loss. Please, take all the time you need. I'll be in the living room with the paperwork. When they're ready, I'll let them know. Always a little stark, isn't it? Seeing it like this, after just having been in there? It is what it is. I'm just a little cold. It felt warmer in there. What we did back there, do you know if it worked? Hard to say. I'll try to dig through the data afterward, but... well, it's never been done like this before. I don't know how coherent it'd be. Guess we got another mess of a report to write. We can take care of that when the dust settles. In the meantime, I just remembered something. So, did you succeed? There was a complication. We tried to cope with something unorthodox, but I'm not sure if we'll ever know what really happened in those last moments. Hey! Sophia said you got a lighter? Yeah.
I never stood up very tall. I think my voice was fairly small. But there were times I'd want to shout, though my thoughts weren't sorted out. So I'd stumble and I'd fall. I learned to fly because of you. So if you left, I could go too. And everything you saw in me, that's what I wanted to be. Did I make it after all? All the grass on the other side, is it only greener in my mind? I'd still want it the same, because trading my yesterday is to wish my life away. As we dream and as we grow, we have to learn to let things go. But let the wonder never fade, though we've turned 10,000 pages, flying high or stuck below. I've searched for meaning amidst doubt. I finally figured that part out. And all the stories inside me feels like I'm bursting at the seams. And you're here after all. All the grass on the other side, is it only greener in my mind? I'd still want it the same, because trading my yesterday is to wish my life away.
Looking for something, old-timer? It's been a while, huh? A long while. You haven't changed much. And whose fault is that now? Listen, I wish it were under better circumstances, but I know. I wish I still had the time to tell you about all that's happened since then. It's okay. I was there. I'm only here to say goodbye. Just tell me one thing, though. Do you still have any regrets? Regrets. Yeah, I have a lot of those. But that's okay. The chances I missed, the mishaps, and all that I wish I had, well, they were all still a part of it. They made way for all that I do have. And what I do have, I wouldn't trade it for anything else in the world. That's all I wish to hear. Go on, they're waiting for you. It's time to go home. Hey, Colin? Sorry I had to leave back then. Thank you for having been there, even when nobody else was. And so ends Finding Paradise. It took 3 years, my friends, but we have reached the end of a long journey. Can you really even say anything bad about this game, or even To the Moon? Can you really? So, I mentioned earlier in the last episode and earlier in this episode that I had things I wanted to say, but I would let Colin do the talking, and we did. In fact, Faye did a lot of talking as well about what I was thinking, especially when they were sitting underneath the tree and the big emotional moment happened at the end of the last episode-ish. This story would have hit 2 different ways had I finished it back then and having finished it now. I believe if I had finished it back then, it would have been a sad story, and it would have hit just as much as it's hitting now. But playing this in 2022, with all that's happened since the last time I uploaded this game, I feel that this one hits in a little bit of a different way, in a way that almost makes it topical and dates this. a little bit. And I hope you shall join me here for a little bit as I ramble some thoughts off. In the time that... Oh, hello. Maybe not yet. Sup? Where are you? At my scotch, drinking home. You said you'd be here. I said I'd visit like we always do, not attend the funeral. When was the last time we even did that? I know, but I just thought we owe it to him after... Dr. Rosaline, we're about to start. Go on, I'll get my turn. Alright, enjoy your scotch. You know it. Now, where were we? Ooh, not looking sketchy at all, Neil. I asked you to knock, not hack my lock. Switching to digital was a terrible idea. Why didn't you just keep both locks on? Dang nabbit, Rob! I don't know why she even got you involved. Look, we don't have long. Are you guys still in or not? You betcha! So, is that the solution you were talking about? Yeah, that's her. Oh my. Episode 2, Finding Paradise, complete. And there's also Bird Story and Sigmund Core minisode too. Yay. Of course. Thank you for having been a part of this. Thank you, Freebird. Thank you, actually. And so, where I was going with this is, I actually really like that they had that comic relief there at the end to help me kind of gather some thoughts up. But in the time that I last uploaded, the world went through a shift. A pandemic happened, a virus happened, and a lot of us were put into a bit of solitary, both physically and mentally. And now that we're in a position where that pandemic and that virus is calming down, we are able to go outside again. And for many of you listening in the future, maybe you may think, oh goodness, how bad was it? When I say these words, it was something. There was a lot of quarantining, there was a lot of things. But bear with me in that there is a sense of normalcy returning to the planet. However, there is something about what Colin said and what Faye said that really strikes me, having now played this game now. In that Colin never wanted to be alone. And given his upbringing with his parents, he had no choice but to be alone. Given that they always travel and stuff like that. So he created an imaginary friend to keep him company, but also to help him grow and mature in some various different ways. I'm not saying that everybody out here on the planet is making imaginary friends to deal with solitude and stuff like that. But I think something that can be stated, that there is some degree of truth, is that the way social interactions and the way people acted with each other prior to all of this, 2019, and now, in 2022, a lot has changed. And I believe a lot of people, especially in the younger ages too, I'm not saying all younger ages, but I'm saying a good majority because I can only speak for my age group, give or take a few years, is that we want to be able to do a lot of what we think we could do back then. We want to socialize, even the most introverted of people. We want social connection. We want to be able to be with people and grow and mature and have fun in life as it passes us by, because the pandemic showed us that at any given moment, your entire life can be flipped around, and you might be locked away for a bit. But at the same time, it's very hard to do so. It's very hard for many people to come out of those shells again. There's a comfort in that solitude that we've got. There's a comfort, like Colin, believing in Faye and relying on Faye, and maybe missing out on some other opportunities because he was so comfortable with Faye. And much like us, a lot of us are comfortable where we are as well. But Faye says, no, you need to go out there. You need to break out of that comfort zone. And a lot of us are trying to do so. But I like that they didn't just make it where it's like, okay, Colin has to just straight up forget about Faye. That's it. Game over. Go live your life, bro. Like, there was still kind of this thing where, like, at any moment she could have come back. At any moment he could have brought her back. And yet he didn't need to because he found Sophia. But deep down, he probably remembered. He probably thought about her often. And seeing her at the end there, before his final moments, it's very special. It's special to be and to see those you haven't seen in so long. To interact with those who you had camaraderie with. It's like when you go back to a place that you used to as a child. High school reunions, going back to your hometown, walking through a park that you used to walk through, and you begin to wonder how different things were. How the same trees and the same parks now look different. But back then, they were so vibrant and they were so full of things and different opportunities. Where I'm going with this is, this game is a stark reminder that it's okay to be comfortable. But perhaps in it we can find discomfort in that comfort and grow, like Colin did, and enjoy life. Of course, we'll still have regrets. It's the whole point of the story, isn't it? Is that we all have regrets in life, and that's okay. But at the same time, we can do a lot of things as well. That's just what comes to mind and what my heart feels throughout all of this. And I'm happy that Colin was able to accept Faye's goodbye. Faye's goodbye is seemingly one of the best scenes this game had to offer. And I would say both goodbyes, really. Goodbye when they were under the tree, and even goodbye on that balcony. That balcony one, I think, maybe hit me a little bit more. Because it's also a stark reminder for many of us in my age group that those around us that we used to believe were so smart and so mature and stuff like that, like our parents and everything, a lot of them are beginning to age, and a lot of them are beginning to unfortunately break down and become slower. And they can't do everything they used to. And so when you see them, when you talk to them, when you interact with them, and you think about, oh man, when mom used to do this when I was a kid, when dad used to do this when I was a kid, and now you feel like, yes, I could do the same things that I wish I could do with them back then, and you try to, and they just can't remember. They just can't keep up. They can't walk as far, they can't talk as much, they can't remember as much, they get irritated, they get forgetting everything. And that feels like a knife through your heart, because it's an awareness that life is still going. Even though you still have so much ahead of you, it's still going. And where things begin, things must also end. But alas, sentimentalism aside, I would like to say a big thank you to all of those who watched me back in 2019 with this series, and returned in 2022, and for all my newcomers as well in 2022 who have stayed with me until the end of Finding Paradise. I am very happy that I came back and finished this, and I truly hope that through my reading of this game, I might have impacted you in some way. And that will close the book on Finding Paradise, and next time we meet, my friends, will actually be in the third game, Imposter Factory. So, until then, Thank you all so much for joining me on this journey of finding paradise. If you like what I do, please consider subscribing. Please consider sharing this with your friends who you think may actually enjoy this content. And of course, be happy and enjoy life. Thank you all and have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye-bye.